Hey guys, welcome back to Metroid Other M, Part 4. In this part, we meet one of the most terrifying creatures in the game.
Yeah. The most terrifying creature in all of Other M.
In all of Metroid existence, perhaps?
I'm very curious. Do you guys remember what we just did in this game? I think we investigated something. I remember that happening.
Went to the bathroom.
Yeah, Samus has got to go, just like everyone else.
Yeah.
After that, she did come across a dead body.
Do you want to find a body?
Oh, but yeah, right now we're sort of just exploring around. But yeah, there's parts. I mean, the thing about Other M is that it is like a lot like the other Metroid games in the sense where there's a lot of exploration involved. I try to cut down this playthrough so that we just get to the main part.
Is this the part that I'm thinking of?
Oh, this is.
Oh my god.
There we go. That is the most fearsome creature in all of Other M.
Oh, but look, it fell. It's so adorable. It's like a Furby.
Yeah, it is a Furby.
Does that actually grow up into a crazy monster at some point?
Oh,
I'm not saying a word, but it's
spoilers.
We're not saying it doesn't.
It is the most fearsome creature in all of Other M.
You know what I really don't get about this game? Like Adam just spoke up. He sees everything that Samus sees.
I'll see it again.
This game I think has a good balance between cutscene and sorry, they're having a legit stare down.
Staring contest. Who blinked?
Samus, you could end it all now. You can end it all.
Oh no.
It's kind of funny that she doesn't kill it, considering she pretty much kills anything else she sees.
She blows up entire planets.
She doesn't like to kill things that are cute, though.
And
that's arguable. Actually, no, she kind of does.
What, you don't think those like angry giant wasps are cute?
No, they're definitely not.
Oh. Well, that's the thing about Metroid games too. Like, especially the Prime series, you actually like aside from the space pirates, there aren't many, and like the giant monster obstacles that you have to clear out. You don't necessarily have to kill everything in your path. I feel like whenever I watch playthroughs, I feel like people have the urge to, but nah, I don't see Samus as a merciless killer.
If you backtrack in this game, are the enemies, do they come back?
They come back, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, holograms.
Whoa.
Everything's a hologram.
The dream is collapsing.
You are on top of these song puns today.
Everything's not awesome. Everything's not awesome because this is Other M.
5 flags on part 4 of Mother M. No.
God, I hate this game.
We're having a good time now. This is fine.
Yeah, this is.
Look at all this. Look at all the shooting.
Yeah, so exciting, so exciting. What I was saying earlier, we'll definitely see this later on, but I don't get how Adam is so oblivious to what Samus is doing. There are parts when she's straight up being annihilated, and well, I mean, if for the players who are playing this for the first time or may not be as experienced, so they're really low on health, is Adam just chilling there? Oh, well, that's a shame.
I mean, what's he supposed to be doing?
I don't know. Can't he activate all of Samus's powers, give authorization, even just for that?
Right, so that's,
that would break the game, obviously. But I'm speaking outside of game logic. That's just
if you're thinking outside of game logic, then by now Samus would have been fuck you, and she use whatever she wants.
That's very true. I think I get trapped around here. Not intentionally. I wanted to show off this this monster for in all its shapes, in all its glory.
Aw.
Yeah, look at it.
Shoot him.
Okay,
I
was wrong. Samus is a merciless killer.
Don't shoot alien Littlefoot.
The thing's asleep. Yeah, that's dark, even for Samus. Oh. Yeah, so this part of there's these holograms that are invisible, and I think therefore, so the creatures are oh, no, look, there's this piece of technology, we're living in a dream world. No. So you have to activate them. Of course, activating them does exactly that to the creatures. They're oh, we're living a lie, let's kill the first thing we see. So yeah, and it's basically just a MacGuffin to throw enemies at Samus.
Are these parts? Are any of the
cake is
action
a
parts
lie.
like actually difficult in this game? Like when they bring more enemies in, is it ever like actually a problem?
No, not really, because I mean, you can just think about it and everything will be okay.
This game, I find it can be challenging at points. But it's sort of like the and I keep saying this, but like it's sort of like the other Metroid games where like the first time you play, there's gonna be like parts and creatures and bosses that'll like hand your ass over to you. But after playing this game a few times, and I know to Jordan that's blasphemous. You get to know the boss's patterns and stuff like that. Like for those ninja lizard creatures, the chameleons with the long tails. For the longest time, I didn't realize shooting a missile into their face would actually expose them from their invisibility properties. But once you do that, every fight becomes like a minute or two at the most. But when I first played this game, those fights, and whenever I ran into them, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna take like another 5 minutes. But
Well, if I remember correctly, when I was playing this game for the first time, at first and only time, there were only two parts I found kind of hard. It was and they were both at the end because the game doesn't bother to tell you that one of your weapons, you can use one of your weapons, so it's like, and so it's just like, oh, how do I get through this? The only way to do so is to activate this weapon that I used in the tutorial but has never been mentioned ever since. So
are you talking about the power bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's when they introduced that, because in the tutorial stage, like they open up they close the blast doors and everything like that. I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be the very last power up in the game. So that was sort of like the hint, but it definitely wasn't enough.
Well, I mean, like the thing is though, is like we were talking about, like you have to authorize it and in order for you to use it for some stupid reason, and then but they never authorize you to do that, so you're dying in that stage against that boss, and you're just like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's
And also the other hard part was, I think I mentioned this before in the last level, where it's just like, where it's like, oh, you're stuck in first person mode. You have to shoot missiles at things. At what? I have no idea, because you shoot things, they keep coming, and I still, to this day, do not know how I finished that level.
You know what, actually, to that point, Jordan, because I'm still recording this game as we go along, I'm close to catching up with myself now. I was experimenting with that, and during a fight, I went to first-person mode, but at the same time, I was pressing on the directional pad of the Wiimote to see if a projectile is coming at you, will it give you at least a chance to dodge out of the way and then revert back to first-person mode. And I swear it worked like twice, but I couldn't tell if it was just like the game, like the controller like glitching out. It's like, oh, what are you doing? Are you pressing the D-pad because you want to dodge, or are you still in first-person mode? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like it's supposed to work, but it sort of did. I wouldn't call it reliable by any means.
Well, that's actually what I'm talking about, because and you'll see it, I guess, later. In the very, very last part of the game, right? You actually get completely stuck in first person. You cannot switch out. Mm-hmm. And basically, you have to kill like wave over wave of enemies, and I don't exactly know what the win condition is, because like you can kill them all and they'll just keep coming, and then you're gonna end up dying, and there's too many to really keep it up for long, no matter how, and you can't really do much about it. So I don't really know exactly what the win condition was.
You did something though, at least, so, it worked in the end.
If you want to call that working
somehow.
Can I just say those things? What is it, that trope in video games where you're supposed to lose the fight? Those always tick me off, because you don't know when those fights are, and then you could end up using like all of your Phoenix Downs, and and then it's like, oh, I was supposed to lose this fight. I cleared out my entire inventory.
I mean, a lot of times in something like that, you can sort of tell. You can tell that you're not taking off any damage on the boss, or that like the damage you're doing actually isn't taking their life bar down in any like meaningful way.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, well, the thing is though, like in that one I'm talking about, like really, I mean, you're not really trying to shoot the boss in that case. It's a very confusing fight, and like you have to remember it, Will, because you played this 3 times.
You know what? This is gonna sound horrible. I barely remember that fight. Like I can visualize it, but like I don't remember like the strategy.
Well, neither do I.
Yeah, typically I remember these sorts of things. Like, with like, I don't know, like games like Luigi's Mansion. Like I've only played that like maybe 3 times as well, but I can remember like exactly how each boss fight goes. In Metroid Other M, not as much. Like if you ask me to recall like any like of the boss fights like strategy, I just won't be able to recall it. But I think it's because the bosses just aren't. They're cool when you fight them in this game, but they don't have like a lasting like effect on you.
Yeah, they're not memorable.
Exactly. I feel it's like the soundtrack in this game. Like there are parts when like it gets pretty like intense, like the escape theme. But I think the escape theme in this game is arguably the best version of it like ever created. But outside of that, the rest of the game's soundtrack, it's more ambience. It's not like
that's a lot of what
that is a lot of Metroid
music already is like.
But I mean, like
it's a lot of very like ambient stuff, sort of creepy space sounds. Not a lot of like melody.
With
or like things that are catchy.
With
Samus just saw that worm is like I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Yeah. Not today, giant worm. Not today. She just sort of goes on like, but in like Zero Mission and Fusion to a certain extent, there is certainly memorable themes.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that's in Smash Brothers,
Well,
yeah, exactly.
I honestly, like a lot of the themes in Metroid are ambient and they are memorable, but yeah, there was none of that here.
No, definitely not.
Do you know who did the music for this one? I mean, it's not the typical composer. I forget who the composer for Metroid is.
Actually, I meant to, look that up. Let's see. Metroid. I'm gonna rock a wiki. Composer.
Rock that wiki.
Oh, it is being rocked. Metroid Other M composer, Kuniaki Heishima.
Is he new?
I'm checking out right now to see if he did the previous Metroids. Oh, there we go. Okay. Whoa. Why is my page in French? That's not right.
Being foiled here.
Yeah. It doesn't want us to find out. Okay, music. Having worked on the anime and the movies. Okay. Oh, he had
anime and movie of what?
It seems like worked on the anime. Like,
is there another anime?
Not to my knowledge.
Is there no
there shouldn't be.
I mean, like, I know there's like other
this
media.
game was enough anime as it is.
Yeah, it's very anime. Seems like it at least. I do like the design of like the levels.
Whoa!
Here. I like the way all the buildings look. They're sort of like Star Warsy.
No spoilers, please.
Yeah, no.
Have you seen I saw The Force Awakens last night.
Oh, did you? No, I'm seeing
I'm
seeing on Christmas Day at midnight.
All right.
I
thought it was okay.
No, it is not okay.
But wait, Jordan, have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't seen Force Awakens yet.
But you're already predicting that it's not okay.
No. I mean, not okay to spoil.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah. Is there a time when you think something is like fair game for the internet? Like Lost, for instance. Like I think everyone sort of like gets the idea of the finale, but like, is that? I don't know. Is there a time limit on when spoilers can be like talked about freely?
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, I say like a month.
I was gonna say like maybe 2 months. It's hard because it depends on what you are. Like, are you just a person on Twitter? Are you like the podcast of like a game publication? Those are gonna be different numbers, right?
Yeah. This is something without law, so I'm always curious as to what people think. Like, I have a few friends who say like it's never okay, but then someone's like,
listen,
maybe 2 weeks.
I think, at a certain point, it's on the person's responsibility to like have Twitter blocks and stuff like for specific terms. Yeah.
I think like it would suck if like something was spoiled, but like I feel like it's fair game the second it's out. It's like you can't stop people from wanting to talk about it on social media and sharing with their friends. Like that's the whole thing behind live tweeting. Yeah, you can avoid it to a certain extent. But then you have those trolls on like, The Force Awakens who automatically, and when this part goes out, thank goodness we'll all have seen the movie by then, so no one can spoil it for us in the comment section.
I think there's like certain things, if you get spoiled on them, are like not a big deal. Like, I understand why people don't want spoilers for like Star Wars, but it's also a thing where like, the broad strokes of what's going to happen. It's
True,
like the actual fact that the ending isn't really what it's about. It's about sort of more how you get there, right?
Yeah. The adventure.
But I think of the Star Wars, it just happens to be sort of more of a thing for Star Wars, just because, like, I mean, this is the whole franchise whose most famous moment was, "No, I am your father." And
oh my god,
like,
Jordan, spoilers, man.
yeah, from like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I think we're pretty clear in that. It's become like a trope.
I mean, like, that was, like, one of the most defining moments of... like, imagine, like, seeing Star Wars 2 back then and, like, like being spoiled about that. That would have been, like, ruining that entire moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the first Star Wars movie of, like, a big, reawakening, no pun intended, there aren't really going to be any moments that strong. There's not going to be any major twists because it wouldn't make sense for that to happen.
Well, but although, like, you know what I really, really want now? Considering how Nintendo's keen on crossovers with Smash and Disney's now keen on crossovers with Infinity, we need, like, a Metroid Star Wars crossover.
Oh, I'm still
That'd be
waiting
cool.
for my Deadpool crossover with Darth Vader. I need that fight to happen.
No, Deadpool crossover with Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah. Didn't Epic Rap Battles of History do that?
Oh, really?
Oh,
I know-
Jordan, you have something to watch after this, my friend.